going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I'm going to show you how to transform your home office setup or your gaming room setup when you're trying to get your laptop off of your desk. So as you can see here, I got my laptop on my desk here. It really gets in the way, and I wanted to clean up some of these wires because I really like to have a minimalistic setup when it comes to cable management, and I like to really hide my wires. So I'm going to show you how to get that pesky laptop off of your desk by installing this laptop arm that you see here. This is going to allow me to be able to basically mount this similar to how I have my monitors, and I'm going to be able to have my laptop hopefully positioned somewhere over here where I can have it out of the way, have it off of my table, and to be able to get these cables, additional cables off my table. So stick around if you want to see how you can install this laptop arm on your own setup. So before we get started on the setup, I want to show you exactly what comes in the packaging. So you have, of course, your monitor arm here. You have an additional mount, as you can see there. You have your cable hider. You have an assortment of different screws. You also have your tools needed. You have your mounting plates. You also have an additional mounting component, as you can see here. And then lastly, you have your laptop mounting apparatus, as you can see here. On top of that, the last thing we're going to have in the box is, of course, going to be your instructions. So if I can get that zoomed in case you guys lose your instructions, you can see those here. There you go. There's the instructions there. Nothing, no back on that one. On this one here, there is a front and a back. So let me get that so you can see that, guys, just in case you lose your instructions. All right, let's get started into mounting this bad boy. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and clear my space off here. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is take the laptop arm here, and I'm going to install this little bracket that you can see here. It has a couple screws in there, so I'm gonna get those screws removed. And I need to install that. You see there's two holes on this mount. You're gonna basically take these two screws out that you can see there, and you're gonna install install this bracket using the two screws that you're gonna take out. So let me go ahead and get that done, and I'll show you what it looks like after it's installed. So this is the Allen key that they include in the kit. I'm going to take this Allen key, and I'm going to go ahead and take these screws out of this bracket here. So just loosen both of those up, and then I can turn them the rest of the way by hand. All right, now what you want to do is you want to take this, and it's important that you mount this in the proper orientation. You want to take it and you want to mount it just like that, facing, basically you want the bottom portion of the L facing towards the bracket itself, and then you'll just line up everything so you can put the screws in. So that's what I'm doing now, just making sure everything's lined up and get these screws started. All right, once you get the screws started, then you can use your Allen key to tighten it up. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and remove this Velcro strap that they put up there from the factory, get that out of the way so I have plenty of room. And I really like that they put this little cushion here so that way it doesn't get messed up in shipping. But anyway, I'm gonna move that out of the way. And now I can access my screws and actually go ahead and lock those down. So you basically want to just keep turning this until you get it snug. You don't want to over tighten it, but you do want it snug. So get those screws nice and snug. Just tighten both of those up. All right, I got both of those screws nice and snug. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take this little guy here that's in your kit, and you're going to basically install this, as you can see. Install that like so. It's basically going to sit in that groove, and then what this is going to do is going to allow you to be able to essentially mount this on your desk, and I'm about to show you here in a moment. But before I do that, I just want to show you that this is your adjustment here. So depending on how thick your desk is, you'll have to adjust this down or up accordingly. In my case, this desk is really thin, as you can see here, so I'm actually going to go ahead and pre-adjust this up a little bit, so once I get down there, it's not so bad. And actually, before I do that, I'm going to actually move it up because I think my desk is so thin I can use it on the other position. So there's one other thing I should also point out is you can adjust this on different levels. This level here is going to be best if you have a thicker desk. This level at the top here is going to be better if you have a thinner desk like my desk. So we'll go ahead and adjust this down now since I switched the locations of the initial, All right, so I have that adjusted. Now I'm going to go ahead and come over here. So unfortunately, guys, I had a little bit of bad news. As you can see here, when I was trying to mount the laptop stand or laptop arm, I ran into an issue where I didn't have enough clearance. As you can see here, let me get this on. Where you see I don't have enough space here for or enough surface for it to mount to because of the channeling for the desk. And I looked at all other options, and I think I'm going to have to physically mount this by drilling holes using the holes that I mounted this bracket to on the arm itself. So I think I'm gonna have to mount this differently. But if you guys were mounting this on your desk setup and you have plenty of space to mount it, then you'll be able to go in here and just simply, push it all the way in. So if this guy was off, you'll be able to push it all the way in, and then you'll be able to just run this knob up until you mount it successfully to your desk and snugly to your desk. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that on my setup, so I'm going to show you how to do it in case you can't use this simple method by actually drilling holes into your desk. So let's do that. Now that I've pivoted and determined the other route or the alternative route to mount this arm, I'm going to position it where I want it, and I'm going to basically put it to the back edge of this desk, flush with the desk, more or less. And then what I want to do now, so I'm going to take this black Sharpie that I have here. I'm going to mark my holes. Let's make sure I got that situated. I'll mark my holes here. Got one mark, I'll mark my other hole. Got that one mark. So now I got my two holes so I can drill onto the desk. I'm going to take my handy dandy cobalt drill, put my handy dandy Harbor Freight drill bit in, and now I'm going to go ahead and drill my holes. Take your time drilling your holes. Make sure you line it up properly. If you have to go through and do the same method that I'm using, got it lined up. I got my first hole drilled. Move to the second hole. All right, got both the holes drilled there. Let's clear that debris off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my screws that you see here. I have two just Phillips head screws that I'm going to use to mount this. And I have these little guys here to actually screw into it. So the way this is going to work is this is going to be like just like a regular nut would be. These are drywall nuts here. I use them typically on drywall, but this will be perfect for this application, I believe. But you can also use, you don't have to use this, you can use regular washers similar to what you see here, but I'm just opting to use these. So let's go ahead and get it mounted to the desk and see what we're working with here. Get the holes lined up. Put my first screw through, like so. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get this washer screwed on. Then I'm gonna get this nut screwed on here. I got this. I got this started. Now I'm just go ahead and tighten down my screw. I'm just finger tightening this for now. All right, I got that one ran in pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and go to my other hole, put my screw in like so, and then get this started. All right, I got both of those tightened down. Now I'm gonna just get a screwdriver and snug them up. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and take my screwdriver and get these nice and snug. All right, so I got those all nice and tight. As you can see here, that's essentially what they look like on the bottom, all mounted up. So now I'm gonna go ahead and move forward to installing the actual mount for the laptop. All right, so now what you're gonna do, you're gonna get your little mount here that came in your kit. You're gonna basically what you're gonna do, you're gonna see there's a hole that lines up at the top here, and there's a screw that comes in here that's pre-installed. I've already taken it out, but this is basically a Phillips screw that screws into this like so. And what you're gonna do, you see that there's a channel, a groove channel. You're gonna basically take that groove channel and slide it on the mount like so, and then you're gonna put the screw in and tighten it up. Go ahead and do that now. Put that screw in, got it started. Now let's finish it up with this Phillips screwdriver. Get that nice and snug. All right, then once you do that, now you're gonna go and you're gonna get this other mount that came with the kit. And keep in mind that there is a correct way to mount this. So you see there's a lip here. This is what your laptop is actually gonna sit up against. You see there's like a rubberized material here for your laptop to sit on. You don't want to mount it this way. You want to mount it this way with the lips sticking up in the upright position. There's also some screws. Let me slide these so you can see them. They came with the kit. You're gonna basically get these screws started. You can sit them all in there at once if you want to, or you can do one at a time. I'm gonna go ahead and put them all in at once. Get all those screws in there. And then basically I'm gonna line it up on this actual mount here. Just line all those up, and probably help if I tilt it some. There we go. So they kind of more or less sit in place. So I got those in there, and then you're gonna take your washers and your nuts, and you're gonna get those started. You put the washer on first, and then the nut behind it, snug those up, and then you just rinse and repeat 4 times. Well, 3 more times actually. All right, once you get them started, you may need to use a little wrench on the bottom, but I believe they should get pretty snug without having to do that. So I'm gonna snug them up now, and they're pretty snug. I might go back and actually use a wrench and tighten them up later. All right, now let me see how the laptop's gonna sit up there. All right, sit up there like so, see if it stays. Oh, you see it's tilting there. So what I need to do now is I need to tighten up. There's a component here. See if I can get it to where you can see it. As you can see, there's a screw right here that you need to tighten up. This guy right here, and that's gonna basically make it so that it has more tension so that it doesn't move when you put your laptop up there. My laptop is pretty heavy, so I'm definitely gonna have to get this pretty tight so it doesn't move. And you may have to lock this down in place once you get it to the final position, but yeah, that should be pretty good. So let's see what we have here. Now that I've made that adjustment, now you can see that the laptop really sits up there just like it's supposed to. It's not tilting. I got it pretty much in the exact position, almost the exact position where I want it. There's a little finagling I'm gonna do to get it perfect here in a second. Just to line it up pretty much perfect with the with my monitors here. So that more or less will be its final resting place there. The next thing I'm gonna do is actually work on my cable management so that my cables and everything look very neat going up to the laptop itself. And there you have it, guys. We now have the laptop arm all mounted up like it's supposed to. Of course, I had to make some minor modifications to the existing setup and actually use holes instead of the brackets that were provided in the kit. No big deal, we made it work. In some cases, you guys may have to do the same thing, or maybe not. But either way, I showed you how to do both setups today. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. But I really like how the setup came out. I have my laptop essentially mounted exactly where I want it to be, in line with my other screens here. The only other thing I still need to do is some cable management on my USB-C cable going to my portable monitor, as well as the USB-C cable going to my dock station. I'm going to route those up and do my monitor through the laptop arm here, and I'll probably make another video so you guys can see that as well. With that being said, I highly recommend you guys to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content such as this and more how-to videos and reviews on products such as this. Other than that, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.